You wake up one morning and realize the race has quieted. The meetings, the deadlines, the endless striving, they're no longer the loudest voices in the room. And for a moment, in that stillness, a question rises from somewhere deeper. What now? Here's something both sobering and beautiful. After 50, life often invites you into a different kind of purpose. Not the kind that's tied to a job title or a paycheck, but the kind that feels like soul alignment, the kind that whispers, "This matters, because I matter." According to a study from the Harvard School of Public Health, people over 50 who report having a strong sense of purpose live longer, healthier, and more fulfilling lives. Purpose doesn't just give us meaning, it protects our hearts, sharpens our minds, and strengthens our bodies. It literally adds years to our lives. But more importantly, it adds life to our years. So ask yourself this: if the best part of your story is still unwritten, how would you begin? For many, purpose in early adulthood is shaped by necessity: building a family, sustaining a career, managing survival. But after 50, something shifts. The kids may be grown, retirement may be in sight, losses may have carved quiet spaces in your heart, and suddenly, there's room to ask deeper questions. One of the most important shifts at this stage is from doing to being. You don't have to prove yourself anymore. You get to be yourself. That's not a small thing. It's a turning point. Purpose now becomes less about achievement and more about alignment. You're not climbing, you're cultivating. And sometimes, that purpose is hidden in plain sight. The grandchild who lights up when you walk in the room. The neighbor who feels safe confiding in you. The community garden you help tend. Small, yes, but not insignificant. Purpose doesn't need applause. It needs presence. Here's a sentence worth remembering. Your purpose may be quiet, but it is no less sacred. And don't be surprised if your purpose keeps evolving. Maybe at 50, it's teaching others. At 60, it's storytelling. At 70, it's mentoring or caregiving. There's no expiration date on relevance. One woman said, "I didn't find my voice until 58. I thought I was late." But it turns out I was right on time. That's what purpose feels like: homecoming. But what if you feel lost? That's okay too. Many people experience what psychologists call a purpose void after retirement or major life changes. The key isn't to rush through it, but to listen to it. The emptiness isn't a failure. It's a space waiting to be filled with something new. Begin with curiosity. What excites you, even a little? What breaks your heart enough to make you want to help? What did you love as a child before the world told you who to be? These questions aren't just nostalgic, they're maps. Volunteering, mentoring, creating, learning, traveling. These are not luxuries after 50, they are lifelines. The Journal of Gerontology reports that older adults who regularly engage in meaningful activities experience a 30% reduction in feelings of isolation and depression. Involvement breeds vitality. Another short reminder: purpose doesn't retire, neither should you. And let's not forget the power of legacy. Not the kind written on a plaque, but the kind etched into people's lives. Your kindness, your resilience, your stories, your presence. You may never know how deeply you've affected someone, but make no mistake, you have. A man once said, "I built businesses for 30 years, but the thing I'm proudest of is how my grandson looks at me when I listen to him. That's my real purpose now." Let that sink in. Purpose is not always loud. Sometimes it's found in gentle repetition, watering the plants, writing in a journal, calling a friend. It's in the rhythms that remind us we are still needed, still valuable, still growing. If you're finding this helpful, consider subscribing. Every week we explore stories and insights that help you live with intention and heart, especially after 50. Now, let's talk about regret. At this stage, it's natural to reflect on missed chances, old dreams, roads not taken. But purpose after 50 isn't about erasing the past. It's about integrating it. Everything you've lived through, every triumph, every heartbreak, can be compost for something blooming now. Nothing is wasted. Here's a powerful sentence to carry. Let what matters rise. And if part of you feels like time is running out, pause. You are not behind. You are not late. You are exactly where you are meant to be. Some people find their truest calling at 52, others at 72. Age doesn't define purpose, attention does, and you still have time to give that attention. Remember this too, your purpose may not be what you do, but how you do it. The grace in your words, the kindness in your actions, the steadiness in your presence. Your energy changes the room. That's no small thing. You are not done. You are just getting started. If this resonated with you, you'll love our video on rediscovering confidence and clarity after 50. It might be just the perspective shift you need. Always consult a qualified expert, and always do what feels right for you.